Well, good morning, and welcome to the Clearwater Core as we gather to worship this morning. We're glad that you're here. You know, it's interesting on this weekend when we observe St. Patrick's Day that March 17th is celebrated as a festival amongst many countries around the world. But you know, it has a decisively Christian origin that most don't realize. St. Patrick was born in what's now Scotland, kidnapped by pirates. At age 16, enslaved in Ireland. He made a dramatic escape, but at age 28, he came back to evangelize the nation of Ireland. And in doing so, they say he planted over 200 churches, and over 100,000 were baptized as a part of his ministry. So when we think of St. Patrick's Day and all that the festivities that go on, sometimes we forget that it really is distinctively Christian in its origin. So today we gather and we were reminded of his message, which says that God is with us. And isn't that so true as we gather today in the midst of all that's going on to realize that God is indeed with us. As you review your source, just a couple of reminders as you look through the opportunities for worship and service this week. No regular home league meeting on Tuesday or Club 316 because the women's ministers will be meeting at 6 o'clock on Tuesday for their annual dinner. On Wednesday at 10 a.m. is the Home League Executive Committee meeting. And then something for your prayer list. Next weekend is youth councils here in the Florida Division. Many of you have attended youth councils in the past. You know what takes place there and how lives are changed. So let me ask that you remember the young people across this division as they gather in Orlando next week, and especially the young people and the leaders from the Clearwater Core. Now, it's not too late to sign up for the Men's Fellowship Club golf tournament. If you haven't and would like to, please see Major Gary Miller. And then please note the Easter weekend schedule, March 30th through April 1st. It'll be here before we know it. And make plans to be a part of that celebration. And one last announcement. On the back page of your source, you'll find the need for volunteer drivers to transport older adults. And if you can do that, if you can volunteer. In fact, I had someone speak to me just this morning about the need again. So if you can do that, see Major Miller to volunteer and to be a part. In addition to those listed for prayer on page 4, just a reminder that we received information this week that of the passing of Sally Eastlak, the wife of Frank. And then those of you who say, well, who are they? Well, Frank was one of those who was very much involved in a Men's Fellowship Club yard sale each year. They came down. They're from New Jersey. They came down to be a part of our congregation during that time, and Sally has been promoted to glory. And so you may want to just drop a line, say a little prayer, if you would, for Frank during these days. Now, it's always a joy to have visitors with us for worship, and we want to recognize you. So if this is your first time at the Clearwater Core, if it's been a while since you visited with us, we're going to ask you to stand. One of our ushers will bring forward a microphone. Just ask you to introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from this morning. So if you're a visitor this morning, please stand.
Good morning. My name is Edward Higgins and my wife Barbara Higgins, and we're from the Rockford Temple Corps back in Illinois, and we're just down on holiday down here, and we're just having a great time.
Amen. Good to have you.
I'm Marjorie Fleeman. I live in Dallas, Texas, but I'm originally from Wichita, Kansas. I'm the mother of Major Fleeman there.
Well, good morning, y'all. My name is Candy Fight Marquez. I am Captain Christine's sister. Hey. And we are here visiting this weekend, and I'm also here with my mom and dad. They've been here before, Majors Glenn and Millie Fight, and it's just a pleasure to be able to worship with you this morning.
It's also nice to have Major's flight with us this morning to worship. Glenn and Millie, it's good to see you back again today. And Christine's parents. So anyone else? Let's welcome our visitors this morning, all right?